What's up, y'all? It's your man, That Dude, bringing you guys another video. Before I get into the topic of this video, I just want to thank you guys for the support I've gotten on this channel. I make these videos for the enjoyment of it, but it's still nice to see that subscriber count go up. So if you're watching this video and you're so inclined, go hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Leave a comment. I respond to almost all of them. And yeah, just want to thank you guys for that. So, to recap the Panthers' first preseason game and to give my thoughts on what is going on with the team at this point and, before the season starts, Baker Mayfield played about as well as you can expect in a first preseason game with a new team and with a vanilla offense. And given that Christian McCaffrey didn't play, DJ Moore didn't play, Robbie Anderson didn't play much and only had one target, the offensive scheme was going to be so watered down in a preseason. He played as well as I would expect, as well as I could really hope for a preseason game. He didn't show me anything to make me think that he can't be a serviceable starter. And, hey, I'm happy with that. And as much as I rag on Sam Darnold, he also went out there and played pretty well. That pass he made to Higgins in the back of the end zone while being pressured was a really great throw. If I'm going to talk shit about the guy, I also got to give him credit when he goes out there and makes good plays. That was a good play. I am also curious to what our backup running back situation is going to be. We all know that Christian McCaffrey is going to be the starting running back. He's going to get the majority of the carries. But what is our RB2 situation going to be like? Judging from the carries in this game, Chuba only got, 3 or 4 carries. Deontay Foreman only got 3 or 4 carries. So they are about even in their carries. Now, Chuba had a little more success, but again, he only averaged, 2.5 or 3 yards a carry for the amount of carries they had. Deontay Foreman only averaged less than 2 yards a carry. But again, they only got 3 or 4 carries apiece, so you can't really make a determination based off of that. So which one of those is going to be our RB2 going to the season? I am more of the mind that it should be Chuba because I think he has a similar enough skill set to McCaffrey. Now, he's not nearly the receiver that McCaffrey is, but when it comes to their style as a runner and the kind of plays you can design around them, they're similar enough where I think they give you a strategic advantage to have Chuba back up McCaffrey. But Deontay does provide a different element to the game that neither McCaffrey or Chuba have, and that he's more of a power back. So who's going to be our RB2? We really don't know yet. I am of the mind that it should be Chuba. Now with our defense, Shaq Thompson didn't play. J.C. Horn didn't play. I think we had some more corners who just didn't play. But our first team defense went out there and played fairly well. They made some really good plays. So there was nothing in this game, at least for the first bit, which really only matters in a preseason game, like the first few drives in the first preseason game. There was nothing that really worried me, nothing that would be cause for alarm. I was overall happy with it. Now, to get into the stuff that does worry me and I'm not happy about is the way Matt Rhule is managing our backup quarterback situation. There is no reason as to why P.J. Walker should have more reps in a preseason game than Matt Corral. There's no reason for it. It doesn't make sense at all. And I think this just goes back to Matt Rhule playing favorites. Because why is P.J. Walker getting more reps than Matt Corral? Because there's a good chance that P.J. Walker is going to be cut. If they can't trade Sam Darnold and you're going to carry 3 quarterbacks going into the season, that third quarterback is not going to be P.J. Walker, given you just spent a 3rd round pick on Matt Corral. You traded up to get Matt Corral. He is going to be on the roster, no matter what. P.J. probably isn't. So why is he getting more reps in a preseason game than Matt Corral? If Matt Corral is your future and he's not going to play this year because Baker's going to be your starter, he should get all the reps he can in the preseason. This is the time for him to develop under live game action. The only live game action he's going to see unless a lot of people get hurt. So he should be getting the majority of these reps. Why is PJ in there for 2 full quarters? It doesn't make sense. Matt Corral should have been getting those reps. Now, if it boils down to, hey, they are going to cut PJ and they want to give PJ a chance to go out there and put some good reps on tape so when they cut him, he might find a landing spot, that's nice and all, but this isn't about being nice. This isn't about doing a favor for PJ Walker. This is about preparing Matt Corral to be your quarterback of the future. And it just goes back to Matt Rhule maybe playing favorites and putting PJ out there more than he should be out there. And it just really gives me more reason to question Matt Rhule's management of the team. And I have a video where I say that I think Matt Rhule can turn things around, given that he has assistant coaches around him now who have NFL experience. But if he's going to do things like this, where he doesn't give the rookie that was just drafted the chance to go out there and get live game reps, when when management seems to think that Matt Corral could be the quarterback of the future, he's not going to be around long if he keeps doing stuff like that, because it just, for the benefit of the team or for what's best for the team, it doesn't make sense to give PJ those reps. It makes all the sense to give Matt Corral those reps, because this is the time he needs to develop it. If he's not going to get playing time during the regular season, he has to get all the reps he can in during the preseason. It's just simple. It seems like such a simple thing to me, but apparently to Matt Rhule, I don't know what he's thinking, but somehow in his mind, he was able to rationalize giving PJ Walker the majority of the reps. And it's just dumb. In my opinion, it's just dumb. Now, to end this video on a positive note, Amare Barno, that guy, he had some flash plays for a 6th-round edge rusher who was a 6th-round pick. Now, I remember during the draft when they picked Amare Barno, but I didn't hear much about him at camp. I didn't see much of the beat reporters and beat writers tweeting much about him during camp, so he kind of fell to the wayside. I haven't kept up with him. So when I saw he had some flash plays in this game, I would look up Amare Barno, see maybe if I missed an article here and there that was talking about how good he was playing at camp, and I didn't see anything. But in my research, or if you want to call it research on Amare Barno, I saw that during the combine, this guy ran a 4.36. I had no idea he was that caliber of an athlete. A 4.36 at 6'5", 6'6", 250-ish pounds, that's freaking ridiculous. That is crazy athletic. Like, we all talk about how ridiculous of an athlete DK Metcalf is, and he ran a 4.33 at 33, 36 pounds, like 230-ish, 235-ish, somewhere around there. He ran a 4.33. At 250-ish pounds, to run a 4.36 is crazy. If this guy can be a solid rotational defensive end as a 6th-round pick, that is crazy value at that pick, picking that late in the draft. Now he goes out there, now he's competing with Gross-Matos, and Gross-Matos is my pick for the Panthers player this year, is going to have a breakout season. But if Barno was already having flash plays in the preseason as a 6th-round rookie, Gross-Matos better watch out, because if this guy is this caliber athlete, if he puts it all together, gains any kind of skill and some good pass rush moves at his size, he's already the prototypical size for defensive end, he can make some waves. Now, being that he's that tall, that fast, and that he runs very, very well, can he catch? Because if he has any kind of hands, see if he can make a move a tight end. Like, can he run a route? Maybe just to see, put him out there in practice, see if he can run a fade, see if he can run a post or slant or whatever. Because at that size and speed combination, that guy should be having his hand, or should be catching passes as a tight end. I couldn't imagine what kind of havoc he could wreak being that level athlete as a tight end. But hey, also defensive end, super important position, and we do need a defensive end to go opposite of Brian Burns. Maybe Barno's that guy in the future. I mean, if the guy is a crazy athlete, and apparently he impressed enough in camp to warrant getting reps with the first team in our first preseason game. So it's something to be excited about. I mean, there's not much from this game to be excited about because it's only preseason game week 1. But Amare Barno, something to be excited about. That's all I have for you on this one, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go hit that thumbs up. And while you're down there, if you're so inclined, hit that subscribe button. Also, I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.